Hello, I'm Shane Johnston, Director of Jefferson County Schools. I want to take just a few moments and to provide some updates to our families and our students and all of our stakeholders in the community. First of all, a huge thank you for all the hard work that went into making this school year get off to the success that it has. There have been challenges like we have never faced before due to this COVID-19, the global pandemic that everyone's facing. But I'm extremely proud of our teachers, our staff, our administrators, our bus drivers, our cafeteria workers, our maintenance workers, all of the support staff that goes to make everything work like it does each and every day. Yes, it's been a great learning curve for us as well, but I'm proud of the effort that has gone into this, as well as the families that have put forth extra effort and due diligence to communicate with teachers throughout the year as well. It's not been a perfect year, but we are all working together to reach our students and to help them learn and master each year's standards and content material. I do want to just take a moment and talk to you about our COVID numbers. While we have stayed in constant communication and worked in collaboration with the local health department and followed the Tennessee Health Department guidelines, we will continue to monitor these numbers. As you recall, back in November, we had 3 days that we added based on the COVID numbers. In reality, the active cases had only gone up in the mid-40s at that point in time, and we also then had almost 700 in quarantine when we left for school those 3 days, but then we ended up going over 700 in quarantine. Obviously, that makes operation of schools very, very difficult because that's teachers, that's substitute teachers, that's bus drivers, that's all the different workers as well, not to mention classrooms. So we always are trying to weigh out what school looks like when it is having school versus having effective school. So as we go through this next semester, we will continue to work with the health department and the local health department officials and also the Jefferson County Health Board. We communicate with them frequently as well, and also the Tennessee Health Department. And as we look at these things, as I'm talking to you today, we have approximately 49 or so active cases. I've not received updated numbers today. That will probably go up over this weekend. But we only have about 185 in quarantine. We're able to continue to have school safely as possible. Yes, we know and understand everyone's emotions and concerns associated with this, and we are going to continue to do our best. Now, with that said, we do anticipate having some distance learning days. Those may be planned days. Those may be days that we have to respond to the data and to the spike here following the holidays and where folks got together or traveled and those type things. But we do plan to have those distance learning days. And I want to just take a moment to talk about some expectations. One, we are clearly communicating some expectations with our teachers. We understand that not everybody has the internet. We understand that even if you have the internet, if all 2 or 3 of your children had to log on at the same time and be part of a live Teams meeting, that would be very difficult. We will continue to utilize the Canvas platform where we are recording lessons and uploading them so that you have the opportunities as families to watch those videos at night when parents are home with you, or during the day if that's possible, or perhaps on an alternate schedule. But we also are going to be providing live Teams meetings that will address tutoring, answer questions, will recover content and those type issues. So we would encourage you, just like in live in-person instruction or distance learning, one common theme: stay in contact with your child's teacher by email and by reaching out, and we will continue to provide those updates. So in the future, as we have these distance learning days, teachers will be providing those tutoring sessions that are live. They'll have some office hours in which they can take time to reply to everyone's emails and to send out emails and say, I noticed your child's struggling in this assignment. And that's a two-way street. They're going to be communicating with families. We need families communicating with them. They will also be planning lessons during a part of those days, and they will be recording and uploading those lessons into Canvas. Again, it will not be perfect second semester, but I'm confident that we can all work together to make it as smooth as possible. And with that, parents, we also know that not everyone has internet access at all at home. We've continued to provide community access points by some of our community partners. We have campuses around our county that you can go to the parking lot, upload and download. If you have a handheld device, you can also check our school webpage and Facebook pages. We have instructions on how to do that as reminders. We want this to be as successful as possible in a very difficult and unprecedented type year that we have seen. Now with that, if you run into questions, your first line of contact, always contact your child's teacher. Each building level administrative team is prepared to help you as well. And then of course we have folks that are prepared to help with content. We have individuals that are prepared to help with technology. We will also continue to have open labs on those distance learning days at schools to where you can call your child's school and set up a time to come. It will provide you a spot in that school with internet access, and it could be then that you also have content questions and teachers will be there to help and provide support. Could be your device is not working properly, and once you call and make that appointment and say my computer's struggling or something's wrong, we'll have someone there that can help or at least provide guidance on what our next steps are to address the technology issue. However, one thing I do need to ask help with from all families is the expectation that we're all still going to complete our required task. At the end of the day, our goal, whether it's in person or distance learning, is that your child is successful and that your child learns. We want learning to occur, and we know that looks different this year. It is not ideal on anyone's, from a teacher's perspective, from a parent perspective, from a child's perspective, but we're doing the best we can do in the situation that we're dealing with. But with that, we need to make parents and families to help us make sure that students are working and doing the assignments and watching those videos, because the videos under the state guidelines right now are where the instruction may have to occur. We are not allowed, unlike the previous school year, to just simply give you assignments. In order for it to count as a student day of instruction, then a student must be exposed to actual instruction, and therefore we're utilizing that Canvas platform. So we want you to help us, please, and many of you are doing such a wonderful job. And if there's ways that we can help you, please again reach out to your child's teacher or your child's school, and we will rally a team around you to try to provide as much support as possible. But at the end of the day, we are now about to turn attention and start really analyzing at this mid-year point, as we have turned the corner on halfway through the year, and seeing where we are academically as we compare the pre-tests that were taken in August and September to the mid-year tests that are being taken. We're going to see, are we mastering those contents? And parents, we are prepared to offer support as best we can, but we have to make sure that students are on grade level and they are mastering or proficient in those skills so that they're ready for the next grade level. Now, failure to master the content or refusal to do the work, then we will have to have individual conversations with families and talk about the possibility of either catching those students up in some sort of remediation, or in some cases we will be having conversations about retention. And while that's not something that any of us are fond of, if it is in the best interest of the child because they do not have the necessary skills to move forward, we are prepared to sit down individually at the school level with each family and have those discussions. Again, your child, each child matters to our teachers, to our faculties, and to everyone in this community. We want everyone to be successful. So as we approach then these winter months, we will keep our eye on the sickness numbers. We will also keep our eye on the academic numbers as well, and we want to just continue to work together. We appreciate everything that you've done. We look forward to a great second semester, and no idea what that will look like here as we sit here at the end of the first full week of January, but at the same time, we are confident that we can continue to work together, and whatever challenges that come up, we can address them together, and as we rationally work through them, we will be able to reach each child to the best of our ability. So stay safe, stay warm, stay healthy, have a great day, and thank you for what you do. We'll provide updates frequently, and we appreciate each and every person's efforts to help the children of Jefferson County.